We will now begin the speech evaluation contest. Now, I would like to read the purpose of the contest as defined by Toastmasters. Number one is to encourage development of evaluation skills and to recognize the best as encouragement to all. Number two, to provide an opportunity to learn by observing the more proficient evaluators who have benefited from their Toastmasters training. Today, the champion and first runner-up will represent Area G4 in Division G Speech Evaluation Contest. If the champion or first runner-up is unable to attend, the next highest placed available contestant will be the alternate. The order of the contestant was randomly selected before the start of today's meeting. As such, speaker number one will be Kachip, speaker number two, Romania, contestant number three, Tanya, contestant number four, Eric Tan, contestant number five, Vijay, last but not least, Sundi. All contestants who are members all contestants who are members in good standing in the club are eligible to compete and have already verified all the contestant eligibility with the contest chair for this contest. All contestants shall evaluate the same test speech. Once the test speaker has delivered a 5 to 7 minute speech, all evaluation contestants will be escorted off the room by the Sergeant at Arms and given 5 minutes to prepare their evaluation. After 5 minutes, the Sergeant at Arms will take all notes from the evaluation participant who will be returned to the contestant prior to re-entering this room. Other than the contestant, no one will be allowed in or out of the room once the contest has begun until the last speaker has spoken. The time of evaluation is to be 2 to 3 minutes. Any speaker speaking less than 1 minute 30 seconds or more than 3 minutes 30 seconds will be disqualified. The timing light will be activated as such. Green light at 2 minutes, yellow light at 2 minutes 30 seconds, and red light at 3 minutes, which will stay on until the speaker has finished speaking. Remember, no notice shall be given should the speaker go over time. The timing will start with the first word uttered or when the speaker uses any form of communication to the audience. There will be 1 minute of silence between speakers so that the judges may complete their forms. Protests are limited to eligibility, originality, and reference to another contestant's speech and must only be lodged by voting judges and all contestants. All protests must be lodged with the chief judge or contest chair prior to the contest being adjourned. All decisions of the judges are final. Announcement of the result are final unless the list of winners is announced incorrectly, in which case the chief judge, ballot counters, or timer may immediately interrupt to correct the error. Now is the moment you have been waiting for. Judges, are you ready?
Yes.
Timer, are you ready? And most importantly, our beautiful, handsome contestant, are you all ready?
Yes.
And audience, please remember to silence your phone and also keep ourselves in silence as well while the contestants are speaking. Our test speaker for today's contest is, can I invite the test speaker first? Our test speaker for today is Bella Zhang with a speech entitled Decoding the Pain of Conflict Resolution. The title of her speech, Decoding the Pain of Conflict Resolution. Please welcome Bella Zhang.
Hello everyone. Good afternoon, contest chair, contestants master, contestants, judges, fellow Toastmasters, and guests. I'm Bella, and it's my first time here. Yeah, good to see all of you. So I am a fresh graduate, and the single most important thing in my life for the past year was to find a job. We all know what that entails. Going through numerous IQ tests, technical assessments, personality tests, and the most daunting of all, interviews. Can anyone tell me what are the most common interview questions over here?
Tell me about yourself.
Oh yeah, these are very common. I have heard them multiple times.
Are you human?
Oh yeah, I have never heard that before. One type of questions that interviewers like to ask is, tell me a time, blah, 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 which they want to use that to assess how you behave in work and out of your resume. There's one particular question that I absolutely hate, which is, tell me a time you resolved a conflict. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand where the interviewer is coming from. They want to test your soft skills and how you respond to work responsibilities. However, for a person like me who lets bygones be bygones, this is an extremely uphill task for me. Because not only do I have to remember a certain argument or conflict that I encountered, but I also have to tailor my answer to what the interviewer wants. No, this is not lying, it's just technical skills. So what do the interviewers want to hear when they ask the question, tell me a time you resolved a conflict? In other words, what is the ideal way to act when you see a conflict happen in front of you? Let me give you some suggestions on how to decode the PIN of conflict resolution. PIN, P-I-N, it's an acronym, I know. Firstly, is to pinpoint the problem. I know many of you might be thinking that this is an unnecessary step. Who wouldn't know what problem I've been having when I've been arguing for the past hour or so? But let me use an anecdote to illustrate this. Coincidentally, it's a story from another interview of mine. So the interviewer asked me to become the consultant of the company. And the client comes to ask, how do I put my giraffe in my fridge? What? A giraffe in a fridge? My first response to it was, cut the giraffe up? No. The interviewer interrupted me and said, you cannot harm the giraffe. Okay. So I came up with different solutions, such as make the fridge bigger or somehow make the giraffe sit down so it becomes smaller sized. But those were still not the answers that the interviewer wanted to hear. In the end, he revealed to me that the client made such a ridiculous request was because his giraffe was hot and that he heard that the fridge could cool things down. That was when I realized that I was looking at the wrong problem the whole time. So how do we find out the actual problem instead of just looking at the surface of the issue? We can do this by clarifying the concerns of the other party and go one step further to understand things from their point of view. Second part of the process is identifying the pros and cons of each solution. Put on your thinking caps, everyone, because this is the brainstorming step. It's time for your ideas to flourish. This is also the easiest step in a way, because it is hard for you to let your feelings take over you when you go through the pros and cons analytically. When we are in the heat of an argument, it is very easy to become tunnel visioned and only see things from one point of view. And we often look at our solutions through rose-tinted lens and potentially just ignore the pitfalls of our own solutions. And this is why it is extremely important for all of us to sit down together to examine the benefits and the disadvantages of our solutions together. This way, we can surpass our own behavioral biases. Lastly, N is for negotiating our solutions. Negotiation by itself is a very complex art, and I will not go too much into detail today. but from what I remember from my negotiation classes in school is that we have to know our BATNA, which is best alternative to a negotiated agreement. I know it sounds like a mouthful, but it roughly translates to knowing what your boundaries are and what you absolutely cannot accept. But that being said, what we want to achieve at the end of the day is a win-win situation. We should not let ourselves move into a zero-sum game, which might exacerbate the conflicts even further. How do we do this? Empathy. We should all work towards a common goal in mind. And I believe that as long as we are willing to listen to one another, there is no conflict in the world that cannot be resolved in our daily lives, of course, not those macroeconomic political issues. So everyone, the next time when you encounter a conflict, do remember to input the PIN of conflict resolution, pinpointing what the problem is, identifying the pros and cons, and to negotiate your solution. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Bella. At this time, I will ask the Sergeant at Arms to escort all contestants. Oh, can I have the time for the speech?
That will be 7 minutes, 3 seconds.
The time for the speech is 7 minutes and 3 seconds. Can I now invite the Sergeant at Arms to escort the contestant out the room? Contestant will have 5 minutes to prepare their evaluation using the materials of their choices. Please surrender your mobile phone to the police officer. Let's close the door at the side here. This is usually the time that in most of the script will say that to interview the speaker. And most of the time the speaker will tell me, don't want, can or not, don't want, can. But today I think I will do an exception. Perhaps I want to invite Bella to share with us the things about this particular speech I've written. Bella? Come on.
Now is
Interview you.
now you gossip.
Now is the time to gossip. Here you go.
Hello.
Is it the first time you are a guest speaker?
Yes, it's actually my first time speaking to a live audience because I've been on Zoom the whole time.
How do you feel speaking to a live audience?
It's okay because I have done things like school presentations and theatre performances before. Yeah, so if the speech is rehearsed enough, then I think I'm fine.
How do you think that you did just now?
I think okay. I was very afraid. I blanked out during the speech, but I didn't. So I'm very happy.
So how do you think you would want to do the next time around when you're coming up? Some of the improvement you want to do?
Actually, I think that my script was not that good because the opening was very long and then the behind was very short and rushed. I know.
You need the conclusion, not the behind. Sometimes the behind people feel behind.
Yeah, the conclusion was very rushed.
Yeah. So I think for test speakers, a lot of test speakers that come here, first of all, we need to congratulate because it takes a lot of guts to come out as a test speaker. Please give a round of applause. Because the more daunting task that you receive the test, can you be a test speaker and you don't know how to reply? So I think that's another round of applause. I think that's a really courageous applause. Thank you.
That's it.
That's it lah. Because my MC script is scripted, so I don't know how to say.
No, I think the guys want to know more.
Or the guys are you single? Why you laugh at it?
Eric, answer important questions like, do you have insurance?
Do you need insurance? Because I'm in AIA. Why not? Now it's not the time for gossip.
You invite me to LA, I don't want to come.
Yeah. But I think really for test speaker, it's not an easy task at all because there's so many eyes judging you, not just judging your speech, but judging everything, not like a normal
So you
speech.
stand like attention.
Because I'm from the army, so it's always, yeah. It's okay. Actually, this is the first time I do interview. The last, all of my contest TMD, I don't do interview. Very stressful for me. Let's wait for the first contestant. Online contestant, I hope you all are having fun, okay? Just now I know that Sundi's head was a bit too big and blocking you all. So let me shift this.
Is there a
They say they can't go to the.
Yeah, can.
is the view okay, Eric?
The view is perfect.
Because Margaret down there, other she copy, you know, like nobody
Oh,
listens.
Margaret is there, yeah. That's right. Hi, Margaret.
Hello there. I heard my name being called.
Yeah, she heard her name being called.
Wow, we have like probably 5 or 6 online
Where got online contestant?
online audience.
Hi, everybody. All looking very good this afternoon.
Margaret is talking now. Hi.
Yes,
Margaret.
yes, we are looking good. Thank you, Margaret.
Especially the TMD. He's getting a hang of all this, huh? It's going to be a hot favorite these days.
Nobody can hear, by the way. Did you know that? Only me, yeah. So might as well I just have a
We have a competition.
I don't want to show my face. You just hear my voice and imagine my face.
Hey, whose phone is this? Oh, I make a couple of overseas calls.
Come to Toastmasters more often. Sharpen your imagination.
It's okay, Margaret, you need to speak because you're not on the speaker, so we cannot hear you.
Okay.
Let's wait for our first contestant.
It's so far away. Green line. Green line, like, yeah, I would say this one is so far away. Same like. It's 1 hour already. But you don't stay in Cafe. Now he will say it's never there.
So let's wait for a while. Okay, let's proceed. Our first contestant is Karthik. Can I invite Karthik out on the stage? First contestant is Karthik for his evaluation of Bella Chan's speech, Decoding the Pain of Conflict Resolution. Please welcome Karthik.
Rain, rain, go away. Come again another day. Little Johnny wants to play. Rain, rain, go away. Contested, fellow Toastmasters, and especially Bella, a very happy afternoon. What best word I could have chosen other than rain to evaluate your speech? Let us just jump into each of the raindrops and then see what it tells about. Raindrop 1. relatable. Your speech is so relatable to me. Of course, everybody has gone through interviews. It took me back to the first interview I've attended, but definitely I was not asked that conflict management related question. The second drop is authentic. You presented a problem to us, and also you presented a solution to the problem. Pin, I'll never forget in my life. It was so authentic. Thank you for that. The next drop, inspiring. Your title itself has created the curiosity in all of us. And also there was a call to action. And when you're faced with a problem, what's the best solution? Be empathetic, to analyze the situation, and then to find out what is the right solution to that situation. That was so inspiring to me. And finally, nail it down in the next time. The next drop is N. Nail it down in the next time. I found she could have used the stage much more. She was standing in one place, and obviously I like the gestures, but if she could move around, it would have been very realistic. And the next thing, the vocal variety. I found it little monotonic rhythm throughout the speech. You could have, when you presented the problem, you could have said in a very mild tone. When you presented the solution, you could have been more authentic when you explained about PIN. To sum it up, it was relatable, authentic, inspiring. Today, I'm not sure whether it's raining outside. It definitely rained inside. All the little Johnnies enjoyed getting drenched in the rain. For this rain to become a pour in your next speech, if you could nail it down, those suggestions, that's what I'm looking forward. Thank you.
Thank you, contestant number 1, Khatib. Could we please have 1 minute of silence for the judges to fill out their ballots? We'll invite contestant number 2 up on stage. Our second contestant is Romania for evaluation of Bella Zhang speech, decoding the P of conflict resolution. Please welcome Romania.
Words have magical power. They can either bring us greatest happiness or deepest despair. It impacts everyone. And this was happened to me. Contest chair, fellow Toastmaster, friends, and to you, Bella. I enjoyed your speech. It gives me a great joy listening to you. Your story makes it relatable and relevant, not just to me, but to everyone. And that is having a conflict. Let me tell you 3 points that I think that you did good today. Bella, You are a great storyteller. You present your story in an order and logical manner. Example, you give us an opening with a great, excellent hook by asking a question. Second, you have shown what is the situation. You give us the status quo. And you also provide the evidence, allowing us, the audience, to support what is the problem by giving us the anecdote. And third, you have presented a clear solution by decoding the PIN, which is pinpoint the problem and the rest. And also, you never forgot to give us the call to action, which is empathize and input the PIN, which is the identify the pros and cons and negotiating our solutions. But remember, Bella, we are Toastmasters. We are family. We want to make sure that you do not only do good, not better, but the best that you can be. So as a family, we want to see the best in you. So I wanted to recommend, or you may wanted to consider in your next speech so that you can take it to the next level, is that we want to make the audience the hero of your story. But how are we going to do that, right? I recommend to keep your audience or as a hero and be engaged by probably asking more questions so that they can feel that they are part of the solution. Like me, I want to be part of something bigger, a solution. I don't want to fear missing out. I'm FOMO. Yeah. So lastly, Bella, keep speaking, keep inspiring. I believe this world is for you to conquer. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you, Romania. Could we please have 1 minute of silence for the judges to tally their votes? That's number 3, and invite you up on stage. Next contestant is Tanya. For her evaluation of Bella Zhang's speech, decoding the PIN of conflict resolution. Please welcome Tanya.
Thank you, Bella. First of all, now I must say, any speech on soft skills, whatever they give as an introduction to joining a company, like conflict resolution and people skills, is extremely boring to say the least. But Bella, when I tell you, anytime you're gonna give a speech on any of this, put me in, give me a ticket, give me an email, a shout out, and I'll be there, because you found a way to make it extremely humorous and engaging that even I, who found it extremely boring, usually just to listen when people talk about it, I was really willing to listen on and on to what you were saying. It was engaging, humorous, informative at the same time. You took a topic that was extremely dull and drab to many people here and made it into something that I would willingly sit through hours to listen to. And I think that's what I really appreciated about how you talked. You had this open body language that makes me want to open up more as well while giving you feedback. You make me confident the way you spoke yourself. I found that really appealing, how you were so confident about what you spoke, and it was just really wonderful to see that confidence radiating out of you. I found that you have a laugh, a humor, and dramatics more specifically. I mean, come on, taking such a dull topic, making it so humorous, engaging the audience, making us all laugh. You literally got laughs out of all of us. And I think that's the most toughest thing to do during the speech, which is basically evoking laughter. And you did that pretty much effortlessly by just using theatrics, moving here and there. And I was laughing a lot in my mind, just couldn't really show it out here. It was really wonderful. I really enjoyed it. You took a very common thing that happens daily and made it more relatable to the majority of us. Even though it was an anecdote you said, I'm pretty sure all of us has gone through something similar, right? Even if it's not an interview. I mean, the other day I came home from a very long day at office and I sat down on the sofa. Okay, let me have 1 hour to the TV for myself. And then my sister came and was like, no, I'm gonna watch TV. I'm like, but I just came back from office. She said, but I haven't watched TV in an hour. And I was like, and yeah, you made the topic more lighter like this. You engaged myself, the audience. What I felt that you could have done more is play to your strength, which is what I said, theatrics and the dramatics and humor. I saw you moving across, playing different parts, the interviewer and yourself in the middle of the speech. However, for the starting anecdotes, you were pretty much in the same spot and just playing the narrator of the story of the speech. I feel that you could have played around to the strength, moved around the stage. You have a huge stage here. You could have, done more of that. And I think you could have made the speech that was already marvelous even better, add the cherry on the large sundae that he gave us. I think that's all I had to say. So marvelous speech. Thank you so much, Bella.
Will you please inform your silence for the judges to tally their ballots? May I invite the next contestant on stage? Contestant number 4 is Eric Tan for his evaluation of Bella Zhang's speech, Decoding the Pain of Conflict Resolution. Please welcome Eric Tan.
Conflict is proof that humans are unique. Bella, thank you for sharing with us how to decode the pain of conflict resolution. Ladies and gentlemen, let me share with you what was impressive about Bella's speech. Number 1, do you notice that in the speech, she interacted with us? She asked us, what type of questions will you ask during interview? And many of you answered. I love this because through interaction, it shows her confidence. And every one of us looked up to confident speaker. Second, do you realize that Bella tried to inject humor into her speech? She said, I tried to tailor my answers to interviewer. This is not lying. It's a technical skill. And some of you laugh. Humor is what brings people together. Humor is what connects the speaker with audience. That's why humor is very important. She used humor effectively to connect with us right from the start. Finally, She displayed clarity. She shared with us the acronym and summarized it. She used pinpoint your problems, identifies your pros and cons, and finally negotiate your solution. This is so the audience can understand what she was trying to convey better. And these are all impressive traits about her. How could we elevate her speech from impressive to impeccable? Consider this, Bella. First of all, consider sharing how you use PIN to get your job. Okay? You can say something like, I walk into this company, I pinpoint the problems. I was able to identify the pros and cons of being in this company. And finally, I negotiate my way. Even my salary, I negotiated to what I desire. That's how I got my job now. By doing so, what do you establish? You establish credibility. And because you are a credible speaker, people will believe in you, people will look up to you, and people will buy into what you say. Therefore, we learn something from you. Second, paragraph your speech through your movement. You can consider saying this. P, pinpoint your problems. I, identify your pros and cons. And negotiate your solution. You notice that I move from right to left. Why? Because human beings read from left to right. In your perspective, I'm moving from left to right. And I'm paragraphing with different positions. It gives more clarity to your audience. Finally, consider having a catchy title. Maybe saying, PIN is key. This will arouse curiosity in your audience, making them want to listen to you better. So Bella, your interaction, your humor, your acronym makes you a good speaker. Consider sharing your experience, paragraphing with movement, and a catchy title to take you further. Consistency is key to be greater, and you will be awesome like no other. Back to you.
Thank you, Eric. We have 1 minute of silence for the judges to fill up their ballots. Can I invite the next contestant on stage? Contestant number 5 is Regine. For her evaluation of Bella Chan's speech, Decoding the Pin of Conflict Resolution. Please welcome Regine.
Good afternoon, fellow judges, Toastmasters, and I'm sorry, I can't see her. Yes, you are there. Hello, especially to you, my lovely Bella Chan. Firstly, I want to congratulate you for completing your higher education. That is not an easy feat, and I applaud you for your tenacity in going through countless of interviews. It's not an easy task. It's not a really easy feat, as what you mentioned, it's an uphill battle. So congratulations for yourself to be able to do that. All right. And you shared with us PIN, P-I-N. And in return, I'm gonna return you the same thing, P-I-N as well. So you're able to read that easily. And as well is something which is similar to you. So P, precision. You are precise in articulating your thoughts, and your speech flows in a very structured manner that is coherent and easy to follow. Thank you for the precision in giving us such structured sentences so audiences can read and relate to how you are presenting your speeches to us. So thank you for that, Bella. And for I, innovative. I really love how innovative you were to inject humor in your speech. For example, cutting the giraffe. I really love that idea from you, Bella, because I would never imagined of usually people will think you open the door, take out the giraffe, but I love how you try to you put in the creativity to cut the giraffe and also the other humor stuff, as well as you were saying how interviews you are you try to relate to the interviewers more. Okay. And also to engage us with relatable scenarios. For example, having interviews, because I believe most of us, or rather all of us, have to go through interviews in one way or another, be it for work, be it for academics, or in maybe like for family situation, like your parents want to interview your loved ones or your significant other. So these are kind of relatable situations that we can share with you. And next up, we have Anne. So I shared with the gems with you on how you have lighted up or brightened up your speech. And for Anne is areas which need a little bit of improvement. So number one is you share with us how you can have relate to you share with us how you can have we can apply PIN for our lives. But perhaps you can share with us a little bit more of the end and relate to personal experiences that you have applied using end negotiation and how you have applied PIN in other areas of your life. That perhaps you can have a better understanding of how you yourself use the entire PIN in a scenario. And thank you so much. Over to you, contestants master.
Eugene, could you please have 1 minute of silence for the judges to fill up their ballots? Can I invite the last contestant on stage? Our sixth contestant is Sundi for his evaluation of Bella Zhang's speech, Decoding the PIN of Conflict Resolution. Please welcome Sundi.
Master, fellow Toastmasters, and most especially Bella. How do I put a giraffe into a fridge? You got me there, and you kept me there till you ended your speech. Do I get an extra large industrial fridge? Do I chop the poor guy into small pieces for my giraffe burger that I want tomorrow? Or do I just tell the interviewer, I don't care, I don't know how to do it? You were very riveting. You had a sense of humor. You had a presence about you that just was extremely effective. So I thank you for that. You came on this stage in a very self-effacing way, but in an endearing way. You said, I'm a student. I'm new to the speech. You had a nice smile on your face. You exuded confidence, but still you showed humility. All of which I think resonated very well with the people in the audience. And then you grounded that opening statement with some examples, the giraffe example. You talked about the topic of taking the pin. With all respect, I thought you were talking about pain, but very eloquently you pivoted the word pain into PIN. You went on to explain to us what PIN stood for. I really love the structure of how you presented your points of views in a very elegant and very emphatic manner. The other thing I liked was the examples that you gave around being on the other side of the interview, and then the interviewer asking questions. Tell me an example of when, and you tied it nicely to the question of a conflict situation that you had to answer. Going back to the giraffe example, but then also you gave other examples to illustrate that. So I like those two components very well indeed. When I think about areas of improvement that I might suggest, I think about two. The first one is, while you were good with examples, you also had a number of acronyms. There is too much you had to share with us. You talked about batch now. You talked about zero-sum game. You talked about behavioral bias. It felt like you were in a classroom, the professor teaching us all the economics terms before the class ends. I would have liked you to have given more of the giraffe examples in a real life setting. You could have talked about the interview that I did at AWS, let's say, for my internship, and the interviewer, Sundi or somebody, asked me this question about the last time I had conflict with a fellow student and how I addressed that conflict. And you could have given an example a little bit more pertinent to your situation as an interviewee. I thought that was very effective. And the second suggestion that I would have for you is a bit of the stage presence. If you could make eye contact with the audience, use the breadth of the space that is there to convey your message. I think that would be helpful. Well, I loved your speech. I can't wait to put the giraffe in the refrigerator. Thank you.
Thank you, Sandeep. Could we please have 1 minute of silence for the judges to fill up and score? 2 minutes of silence for the judges to fill up and score their ballots. Silence. For the judges, please remember the tail of the bottom portion of the ballots. Sign them and write your name in the appropriate location and hold them up for the counters. For the timers, please hold up your timer sheet for collection. Thank you. There you have it. That marks the end of the evaluation contest. Well done to all the contestants. And well done to Bella for your giraffe. Evaluation contest is adjourned. Next up. Well, we are waiting for the result. Let me invite our contest chair, Bharati, to present the certificate of participation for the contestant and appreciation for the appointment holder. Bharati. First, we shall present certificate to speech evaluation contestant. Certificate of participation goes to Eric Tan. Not me. Good.
Sorry. Sunday, sorry. You all changed the date of your next meeting, is it?
Yeah, by 1 day.
Huh?
They moved it to 19th as opposed to 20th.
Because
Next
I want
certificate
to
of
make sure I'm
participation
available.
goes to
Because so many people
Romania.
book me for other.
So I will make sure that we send it.
I don't recall it, or maybe I haven't checked.
Maybe in German.
Do you require any appointment holders?
Next certificate of participation go to Regine.
I think it's working on that.
Okay. But if you need to, let us know. Sorry about that.
Certificate of participation goes to Kartik. Participation goes to Sundi. Next certificate of participation go to Sunina. Together. And last but not least, the certificate of participation goes to Tanya. We shall now present our tokens of appreciation to the appointment holders. Our timer, Li Shanshan. Our Sergeant at Arms, Chuk Yak Kim. Sergeant at Arms number 2, Nora. Ishika. And for our online subject, Oscar will deliver you through the computer. Next, our tally counter, Yanni.
You have a new album out, right? Young Yanni, yeah?
Yeah, not a different one.
But that Yanni is a guy.
Counter, we home. And one of the important people in the room, our photographer, Ariel. And the next important people, myself, Eric.
Oh, yeah, who Eric Tan, right?
Eric done one.
Of course, the most important person, our chief judge, Julie, and her panel of judges. It's so important that it's a bag.
The Julies. It's a new band. Your back still blocking. What's the difference?
Wow.
You don't want to give
And
her
most
the back.
important, I will invite our division director to present the token of vision to our contest chair, Tushika.
I thought everybody most important.
Everybody's most important.
The least important person.
More important. More important.
Importantly, the event is a success because of all of you and all of us. And Francis, she don't want a warm round of applause to the appointment holder. Thank you for picking up the fascinating roles.
I think Bharati deserves a walk for the tea.
Oh yeah, and the lunch.
Yeah, for the lunch.
Guys. Yeah, big applause. Yeah, big applause for the
Just for the tea.
lunch also.
And the lunch.
Delicious lunch.
One separate round for.
Which result do you want to have first? Speech or?
International speech.
Oh yes, the most important person also, our guest speaker, Bella Chan.
Also, from henceforth, she should be known as Bella the Giraffe.
Remember the giraffe.
Bella the Giraffe. But that's how the
Ladies and gentlemen, the results are in. The result, once announced, will be final.
I can see your double chin. Huh? No, mine is triple. Different. That's how we distinguish from each other.
Eric 2 and Eric 3.
I would like to announce the result of Division G, Area G4 Table Topic Contest 2022-2023. I'm happy to announce that there is no time disqualification. The second runner-up, drum roll please. Goes to Sumina. Congratulations. Smile.
That way it doesn't look like you're
Show your
kind of
teeth.
COVID.
Thank you. Next. First runner-up for table topic contest. Drum roll. First runner-up goes to Sundi. Free shipping for everybody.
Wrong Amazon, I don't
Please
red
leave
service.
your email address down later. We'll collect your email.
Hey, this is the wrong Amazon, this is Amazon web service.
Amazon Prime.
Are you sure? You asked for the wrong thing.
Put you on the cloud.
And the champion for Division G Area G4 Table Topic Contest 2022-2023 goes to the Triple Team guy, Eric Tan. Congratulations to all winners. And now, as you announce the result for Division G, Area G4 Speech Evaluation Contest 2022-2023. A reminder, today the champion and the first runner-up will be representing Area G4 in the Division G contest to be held on October 15, which is next week at the same location. The result for the Division G, Area G4 Speech Evaluation Contest. Unfortunately, there is time disqualification, one-time disqualification. The second runner-up, drum roll. Goes to Sundi. As a reminder, your email address you can send to me personally. I will send to Sundi. Thank you, Sundi. Next, the first runner-up, drum roll, please. Goes to Robino. She's supposed to go for a 5 o'clock appointment.
That's why she's crying.
I want to thank my family.
Hey, miss you.
Don't look at the crowd. Look, smile.
Hey, that means you must come back next week, huh? No more.
Please cancel appointment for next week. And the champion of Division G, Area G4 Speech Evaluation Contest 2022-2023 goes to drum roll. Eric Tan.
Oh, wow. Got too many already, I don't care.
Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of this contest. I hope you all have a fantastic afternoon. With that, let's invite our contest chair,
Hey, where are you running off?
Prati, to give her closing address. Prati.
Congratulations to all the winners and participants. Really, I enjoyed a lot. In front of me, you are like my children. We have present your speech in the school. How teacher will enjoy. That's how I enjoyed today. You all enjoyed our contest, right?
Yes. I was so relaxed.
Keep going, keep trying, and keep shining.
No.
I would like to see all of you again and again. Don't give up. Keep trying. And I would like to thank all my appointment holders. Again, I have long list. I don't want to take much time. It's my pleasure to work with you all. Thank you, my appointment holders. And congratulations one more time, all the contestants.
Also, come back next week.
Yeah, I will be here. Without this stage, I will be.
All of us come back next week.
Thank you, Prati. I'm your contest host, Master Eric, saying thank you. And stay back for photo taking right now.
Just stay here.
Everybody just stay there. Yeah.
Everyone close up.
Close up.
No, we get everybody.
Including area.
So you all try not to be blocked by the banner. Banner will be in the middle.
How do you put a drug? First you blend. Thank you so much.
Be on the left side and right side of the banner.
Yeah, I'll go in the back.
Call one stand in
I don't
front.
Others people, if they're not here, you ask for the
Yeah.
That's a surprise. See what you want. See what you want.
I'll go in the back. Yeah.
You're tall, you're tall.
Yeah, I'll go in the back.
You're tall and big.
So let me go in the back so that.
Oh.
Somebody you can just look at the camera. This is the thing.
Yeah.
Passing the finger, there you go.
Can you see my face?
Thank you, everyone. Have a blessed afternoon.
Take my phone. Why the test speaker so pretty? You don't want to say it. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, online participants. I shall now end the meeting here. Thanks. Have a nice day. Bye-bye.
Congratulations.